Well, good afternoon. It's been a little while since I've had a video. Been away from for work, and I did make this video a week ago, and unfortunately the footage was just way too overexposed. Accidentally couldn't save it, so we're doing it again. Spoiler alert: the car did just fine going up Mt Wellington, or also known as Mount Kunanyi down here in Hobart. But we're going to do it again. Hopefully it can recreate its success, and it's a bit of a long trip, so we'll just fast forward in some bits, but yeah, let's see how it goes and see if it can do it again. Going to handle that pretty well, giving itself as much space as it needed by backing up when it realised it was just too tight to pull out. A lot going on here, people everywhere, cars everywhere, narrow streets. It's got a lot to think about. So we've started at Kingston Beach, and for a bit of a drive up a more direct route, which is a dirt road. Just seeing what it's doing with the cyclist here. I was going to think about overtaking, but then couldn't, giving him some room. It'll be interesting to see if he just leaves it. It's going to go now. Not bad. Anyway, so yeah, going a more direct route, not the standard sealed road. We'll go to a dirt road. This will be the third time I've done it. First time I didn't record, second time I did, and it did well. The first time it freaked out on the dirt road and just told me to take over. Second time it handled it fine. Third time's the charm, as they say. So let's see if all the recordings turn out really well and it does everything it needs to. The last time I recorded, it also had a really tricky situation. The road is fairly windy and fairly narrow, as you'll see later on, and it anticipated a section that was just going to be too narrow for two cars to get past each other, and just stopped. Just a little further up ahead, there's a narrow bridge, which is that you're only allowed one car at a time to come through. And I haven't been able to test, or haven't been across the bridge when there's been another car in FSD to see what it does, but I'd love to give that a try one time. If anyone's given it a go, let us know how it went in the comments. Point it up ahead. Like, I just don't know if it will see the sign, will realise what's going on. We could get lucky. It could be a car coming just at the right time. going onto the dirt road now, so there's no line markings, no shoulder markings. It's just got to figure out how the road goes itself. I guess it uses mapping as well, and looks at the contrast between the dirt side and the gutter. So here we go. So overtaking on bridge. You don't really see if there's a car here until the last second. Yeah, there's no car, so we can't test it. Yeah, but anyway, I'm always sort of fairly amazed and surprised how well this seems to be able to handle unmarked dirt roads like this and just wind its way around and just deals with it, no problem. See if it recognises this 40 sign. Yep, that's good. Grabbed it. It still has issues recognising certain signs on the road. Its biggest one is on highways, freeways going 110. Just sees it as 100. Not always, but like probably 70% of the time. So you're always stuck trying to get it to go faster. There you go. Autopilot aborting. I think it's because it started sliding on that. I'll just try and engage it again. So I did that the first time it came up. Second time it had no problem. I'll just re-engage now and see how it goes. There's another thing I'm not sure of. If it has to abort like that, whether it sends that off to Tesla to have a look at. One of you guys might know, but let us know. If you didn't already know, if you're new to the whole FSD Tesla thing, if you have to intervene and take over, it gives the option to press the microphone button and explain why, so they can learn from it. But I'm just not sure when it, decides to abort on its own, whether it sends that data or not. Yeah, we're in Fern Tree. It's a lovely suburb just at the base of the mountain road. It gets quite cold here in winter. Often very misty and dreary. It's a beautiful day today though. Okay, so this is where the climb up the mountain starts. It's actually like a little mini suburb full of houses just up ahead, which is kind of crazy, just the amount of tourists that come up and down this road. It feels insane to have a bunch of standard houses sitting there. I wouldn't want to live there. There'd be so much traffic constantly. Just gonna even when you're driving yourself up this mountain, there's still spots. This is pretty wide at the moment, but yeah, there's spots up ahead where it gets really hairy, and you just gotta slow right down and crawl past people. But FSD, it doesn't freak out, doesn't abort. Well, not normally, hasn't yet. My testing, and it just sort of seems to know exactly how much room it has, and confidently just keeps going, which is really cool. Got to be careful how far you go on the left as well. You've just got sections where there's rocks jutting out right near the edge, and branches and whatnot. Bend coming up. the other thing. There's quite a few bigger than that. Tour buses that come up, down. And that's when it gets really tense trying to squeeze past these big buses. If you just happen to get them on the most narrow part of the road. Don't know what it's doing there. It's not the way to go. The car tried to turn to the wrong road. Had to overtake. Had to intervene. Well, there's one intervention. That sucks. Didn't do that last time. It's fine. Don't understand what conditions would be different, what would cause it to decide to turn the wrong way. Alright, here's interesting. So, massive RV, had more room on the left, but it didn't realise. The car did well there. Probably could have kept going, but anyway, was cautious. That's another thing I found, is that people on these roads, they tend to prefer to stick to the centre, and they don't like moving left as far as they're kind of a bit unsure about how much room they actually do have. So it's whereas FSD, it's very confident about where it is, and it knows how far left it can go, but if it can't do any more than that, just hold its line, and either forces people to move over to their left a bit more, to the room they have, or just, I guess, in that situation, just stopped because it had to. But yeah. I've got a view on the right at the moment, which is good. You won't be able to see it, but hold a little bit of hope that maybe there's a view at the top. Okay, well here we are at the summit. Fairly uneventful trip, not very many cars unfortunately, but that's alright. I'm just going to take over as it finishes here. And then we'll go around, we'll find a park, get it to auto park, and then I might get some footage. It is a bit cloudy this direction, but there might be some opportunity to take something from the other direction. So there you have it. We had one a self-abort and one intervention, not due to safety, but due to just trying to turn into a service road that was not even part of the nav. So it just ignored its nav. So anyway, other than that, fairly uneventful trip. Handled everything great. We might also take some footage going down the mountain, see how we go. Alright, well the clouds really starting to roll in, pretty much blocking all the view, so we'll see how this thing heads down the mountain. We'll go to a little place called Waterworks Reserve, it's not too far away, and yeah, see how it goes. tapping accelerator, it's really crawling. Encourage it to can go a bit faster. Here we go, that's better. Incredible how quick the cloud can roll in here. I've got some shots of it, of the view, and it was okay. And then 2 minutes later, by the time I got to the next vantage area, cloud had already rolled in, and it was almost useless to see. And then this is about 5 minutes after that, and it's completely enveloped everything. Hello, here we go. Yeah, just take over this guy. Okay, I'm gonna have to take over the car behind me. I didn't really give it time to figure out what it wanted to do there. Not sure what it would have done, but considering there's a car sitting behind me, I figured why not hold him up. Anyway, so that's probably enough for one video. Handled the way down a mountain just fine, no interventions except for that just right there turning into this little reserve, so I don't really count that. So did pretty well, and I'll see you next time.